Hey, good afternoon. This is Bob from Trade Genius. It's the 12th of July, and I want to talk about some of the trades that we're in long term and how they're doing and how they're looking. And as I've been telling everybody here, is that I think the grains have bottomed for the year, and seasonally is a good time to start taking a position in them, and especially so since the La Nina year has taken firm hold. And if you look here at corn, is that we had a bottom put in here last week, and it's a nice rounded bottom. And I'm looking here at this is a bit of a cup, got a handle here, gets up back up here to $20. Then I think we're going to move back to the top of this volume channel, and then back up to the recent highs. I think this was an ambush in conjunction with the USDA report in the end of June. That's always extremely optimistic. And as I reported on my blog, go out to my blog today. I'm going to also embed this video in there. Is that there's some great information I have from weather trends that show low moisture and a heat wave coming, and so that combination is going to put some pressure on the corn crop. Brazil's was the second largest exporter, and now they're importing, and they went from rosy forecast to 25% down in a couple months, and I think the same thing's going to happen to us. So, at the very worst, we're close to the bottom here. This classic buy low, sell high, and I encourage people to take a position in it. I'm long with December futures, but you can buy corn. My next one is that I own outright with an ETF is wheat, and it's looking the same way. And wheat actually does better in August and September than corn seasonally, but I think it's going to have the same trend, and I think we're gonna move wheat back up over into the $9 range again very soon. Our average is in the 860s area, and I think that's easily going to become a profitable trade for us short term. But I'm holding it out in the next 2 years. I'm expecting a double on wheat. Soybeans, which I own through DBA and JJG, is again a nice bottom was put in last week. It's pushing up higher, and the soybeans suffer from a different phenomenon. They tend to get really beat up in these storms, and they don't like the rain so much. So I'm expecting soybeans to catch a bit as well. And then speaking of the ETFs that go along with this, is that I bought this back in, I have to even look back in the early spring at 2003 was my buy price, and even with all the quote unquote bumper crops, they still haven't drove DBA down below that price. They got it into the 20s, but I think that's the low it's going to go, and I'm expecting a DBA to ride up. In the next 18 months, it'll be in the 30s. And JJG, which I bought at 30.80, it went down actually below 30 with the push down. I recommended some people to buy, and if you have the inclination to hold, I would hold through the harvest, and I think you'd be well rewarded. And if you're a long-term holder like I am and concerned about what's going to happen with the crops, I would you'll see JJG in the 40s. And then the other one that we own on the ag side is that we have a long-term position in MOS. We have it in the 25 area. So I put buy and sell signals out on it for people who trade it, but because it's pretty volatile right now, so it's a good trading stock if you're nimble. But once they can't get these crops to grow because of drought and or rain and or cold, is that they're going to shove potash into the ground to basically, it's steroids for the plant world. So the plants are going to be juicing here, and they're going to use potash to do it, and it's going to cause it to fly. And we actually had a buy signal today on IPI that we offered, and it immediately was up 4%. And that's a beautiful chart for those who don't want to put as much money into things, but like high return. I'm expecting potash to get back up to where they had that this basically a pump and dump. I'm looking forward to get back up in the 150s, 160s, no problem. And then on the silver side is that, I own SLV long term. Silver's probably trying to play catch up to this volume area. I mean, it had one heck of a run, and so I wouldn't be surprised to see silver drift back down into the low 18 area, and that's where I'm waiting for to buy my second or my third installment for silver. And my first one was in the 1650 area, and it had just had took off on me, and I didn't want to chase because typically I chase at the wrong time, so I'm gonna let it come back to me. And then the other long-term position that I hold is SLW, and the same. I'm just gonna wait for SLW to come back down into the 2370 to 2420 area, and I'll buy some more. I've been adding to this on dips all along this year, and nicely profitable on it. But SLW is a beautiful hybrid. It's not the metal, it's not the miner. They finance the miners and they get paid in metal, so at a discount. So it's a nice business model when the metals are moving in the right direction. And in the past I made a lot of money trading silver Wheaton, and it'll reward me again for sure. Looking at the market really quick is looking at SPY. It's in beast mode right now, and I think right in here it's probably going to be an area that it's going to stall out on. Is what's happening to people today is that everybody's trying to be a hero and trying to short the close, saying this got to be the top, and then the robots test the courage of their convictions, and they throw in the towel and it goes up again. But I'm thinking right here, going into tomorrow, if it gets to the 216 area, that's as good a place as any to try your hand shorting it, and so that's what I'm going to be looking at to do. And but in the meantime, it's setting up again, so I'm just gonna have to see what it does. But that's probably an area of interest for me. And then let's see here. Last but not least is I talked yesterday about oil, that it looks like it's trying to put in a bottom, and it just had one heck of a open today. It was up over 4.68%. It was the biggest move higher since April. And you could tell that it was looking to try to form a bottom yesterday, and that's what we bailed out on drip. Normally I expected oil. I thought it would get down on the futures price to get down into the 40 to 42 area, and I don't even think it broke 43 out the look, and it just rocketed higher. I think there's an expectation tonight that the Bank of Japan and Abe and Kurata and Bernanke, a private citizen, quote unquote, are going to be talking about helicopter money, and if they come out with anything of interest, it's going to pop the metals, the miners, the oil, all that whole category class of assets are going to start running again. So, and then people are just going to conclude that, hey, that's the story for the rest of the world. So we'll keep an eye on that tonight. In the meantime, we're just having great trades, and we're making good money, and we're having a lot of fun. And those who are subscribers that can come onto the chat room, we put some nice day trades out that we make a lot of money on XIV, and it's too hard for me to put them out as signals because people can't move fast enough on them. But if you come in the chat, it's like a free bonus. You'll easily pay for the price of admission just for the money you'll make on these day trades. XIV is a great stock to trade that way, and it's very forgiving, and you'll make good money. But anyway, this is Bob from Trade Genius. I'll catch you guys all tomorrow, and good luck with your trading. Bye bye.